I'm doing very well, RC. How are you doing?
Awesome. Thank you so much again for this call. I'm very excited because we will talk about job that we recently completed.
Oh, good. All right. Let's
Yeah.
do it. And it's
Mm-hmm.
good to be back.
Do you remember the bathtub, leaky bathtub that we just recently done? The one in
Yeah.
Montevideo. Yeah. Could you tell me more about it?
Of course, there was this bathtub that was in place since the house was built. It was probably about 50, 60 years old.
Right.
Really good one,
Mm-hmm.
but it started leaking. The client was finding water on the outside of on the floor, and the drywall was kind of wet, and also there was some moisture on the transition under
Wow.
the door. And she was a little bit afraid, if you will, concerned that there may be mold.
Right.
So she asked us to come over, take a look at it, remove that bathtub, and if possible, put it back and basically seal everything.
Glad it was a big job. And in regards to the problem with the bathtub, George, could you tell me what is the possible scenario that can happen if the customer decided not to proceed with the fix right away?
If a customer decides not to fix it right away,
Yeah.
there is a good chance that water accumulates under the bathtub. There are cracks and seams everywhere, and then that water will damage the subfloor, which is not a good situation, but not the worst one. And the worst one, there could be some black mold growing there, which is very dangerous to the health.
Right. Okay. That's the reason why it has to be fixed right away. Again, it's not just about safety, but also make more expensive.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. In relation to that, George, if in case this job was done by unlicensed handyman or contractor, what do you think the possible worst case scenario that can happen?
Well, I don't want to knock down unlicensed contractors. Some of them are very good, but also there are a lot of fly-by-nighters. They don't have insurance, they don't have liability insurance, they don't have workers' comp. One of the worst things that may happen is when you remove that bathtub, there is a chance that you can damage yourself. You can pull your back, you can drop it on your foot, and if there is no workers' comp insurance, the customer basically becomes de facto employer
Right.
and will have
Okay.
to pay all the medical bills.
Makes sense. Not many homeowner knows that, right?
Fortunately not. And a lot of homeowners, even when you try to educate them on this, they still say, okay, there is a significant price difference. I'll take my chances and go with it. And that's where another problem comes in, that if they hire someone who is a fly-by-nighter, basically,
Uh-huh.
they may replace the bathtub, do the repairs, do what needs to be done, but don't do it completely. And the owner may find again, or the customer may find again that the bathtub is leaking,
Right.
that not everything was sealed.
Exactly.
Some of the things weren't taken care of, and she tries to find the contractor, the handyman, and cannot.
It turns to be more expensive then.
Well, repair is always more expensive than doing it right the first time.
Exactly. Wow. That's valuable information that you had shared there, George. Thank you so much again for sharing those. Do you have any words or anything that you can recommend to us or anything that we need to avoid so that we can, avoid it from happening?
Yeah, for any job like that,
Okay.
for any job over $1,000 and under $1,000, including materials, unlicensed handyman, unlicensed contractor is allowed to do that work, but over $1,000 they're not. So if you have a job over $1,000 and do care about what may happen in the future,
Right.
check the contractor's license board, and I see that the contractor or that license is active. The contractor has workers' comp,
Yeah.
bond, and general liability insurance.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for that recommendation and also how to check if their contractor is licensed.
That's what I just mentioned. You go to CSLB website, and I believe their website is cslb.ca.gov,
Right. Okay. And then from there
Okay.
they can search for the name.
or they can search for the name CSLB
Okay.
and just follow the link.
That's awesome. Thank you so much again, George. And I think we're good from here. And we'll have new conversation about. You want to say something more?
I would like to mention one
Okay.
more thing.
What?
The customer that we're talking about actually had experience previously with an unlicensed contractor. And first time when I met her and we started talking, I mentioned that we're licensed, funded, insured. She said that she wouldn't have an unlicensed contractor even talking to her about this project.
Okay.
Okay, so that's just a real life example
Example. Okay.
that not everything goes right
That's right.
when you hire somebody who is either not qualified or even qualified doesn't provide any guarantees, any warranties about that
Exactly.
job.
Exactly. Thank you so much again, George. We'll see you again in the next video, in the next call.
All right.
Thank you and
Good
have a
to
good
see
day.
you, Arthur. Thanks. You too.